4,500 years ago, while the Egyptians were still building their pyramids, a city on the other side of the world already had paved streets, public wells, and something almost no ancient city had: indoor toilets in nearly every home. It was one of the largest and most advanced cities on Earth, and yet we do not know its real name. We cannot read its writing. We do not even know what its people called themselves. Today we call it Mohenjo-daro, which simply means the mound of the dead. This is the story of a brilliant, mysterious civilization that rivaled ancient Egypt, and then vanished so completely that it was forgotten for nearly 4,000 years. Mohenjo-daro was a great city of the Indus Valley civilization, which flourished across what is now Pakistan and northwest India. It was one of the three great cradles of civilization, standing shoulder to shoulder with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. But it is by far the least understood of the three. At its peak, around 40,000 people lived in Mohenjo-daro, making it one of the biggest cities anywhere in the world at the time. And what makes it so astonishing is not its size, but its stunning, almost modern sense of order. This was one of the first truly planned cities in human history. It was laid out on a precise grid, with straight streets crossing at neat right angles, carefully lined up with the points of the compass. The whole city was built from millions of kiln-fired bricks, and here's the incredible part. Those bricks were all made to the exact same size and shape. Not just in this city, but across the entire civilization, hundreds of miles wide. Someone, somehow, had set a single standard, and everyone followed it. But the true genius of Mohenjo-daro lay hidden beneath its streets. This city had the most advanced plumbing in the entire ancient world, thousands of years ahead of its time. Nearly every single house had its own private bathroom, and many had a toilet, connected to a network of covered brick sewers running beneath the streets. Dirty water was carried out of the homes and away through this hidden sewer system, an idea so advanced that Europe would not match it for another 4,000 years. Hundreds of brick-lined wells across the city gave everyone access to clean, fresh water. Clean water in, dirty water out. It was public health engineering in the Bronze Age. At the heart of the city stood its most famous structure, the Great Bath. It is a large, watertight pool of brick, sealed with tar so it would not leak, with steps leading down into the water at each end. It is the oldest known public water tank in the world, and most believe it was used for sacred rituals of cleansing and purity. But now we come to the deepest mystery of all, because when you explore Mohenjo-daro, something is strangely, powerfully missing. There are no giant palaces. There are no towering temples. There are no royal tombs stuffed with treasure, and no giant statues of god-kings. The houses are mostly similar in size. There is little sign of a filthy rich elite towering over a poor mass, and almost no sign of weapons, war, or a standing army. It raises a haunting question. Who ruled this city of 40,000 people? How did they keep such perfect order, such clean streets and fair standards, seemingly without kings or armies at all? We simply do not know. Some imagine a society of priests, or councils, or merchants. The truth is, this may be one of the most peaceful and equal great cities the ancient world ever produced, and we cannot be sure why. The people left us tantalizing clues. This tiny bronze figure, called the Dancing Girl, is over 4,000 years old, standing with a confidence and attitude that feels startlingly alive. This carved stone bust, which we call the Priest King, gazes out with calm, half-closed eyes, though we have no idea if he was a priest, a king, or neither. They left thousands of beautiful carved seals, showing bulls, elephants, and a mysterious one-horned creature we call the unicorn. And on those seals sits the greatest riddle of all, their writing. The Indus people had a script of hundreds of tiny symbols. It survives on thousands of seals and objects. And to this day, after a century of trying, no one on earth can read a single word of it. This is why they remain the great silent civilization. We do not know the names of their gods, their rulers, or their cities. We do not even know what they called themselves. We know they were master traders, though. Their seals have been found far away in the cities of Mesopotamia, proof that their goods traveled across the ancient world. So how does a civilization this advanced, this vast, simply disappear? For a long time, people imagined a dramatic invasion, a great army sweeping in to destroy the cities. But that old theory has largely been abandoned. The real culprit, most scientists now believe, was quieter and far more powerful: the climate itself. Over centuries, the life-giving monsoon rains weakened. The mighty rivers that fed the cities began to shrink, shift their courses, and in some cases dry up completely. Without reliable water, the farms failed, and the great cities could no longer feed themselves. So, slowly, the people drifted away, moving east toward the rivers that still flowed. No great battle, no burning ruin, just a slow fading as a brilliant civilization quietly emptied out and was reclaimed by the dust. And then, the most complete disappearance in this entire series. Mohenjo-daro was not just abandoned, it was utterly forgotten. For nearly 4,000 years, no one remembered that one of the world's first great civilizations had ever existed at all. It was only in the 1920s that archaeologists, digging into a strange mound, suddenly realized what they had found: an entire lost civilization, as old and as great as ancient Egypt, that history had completely misplaced. In an instant, the human story grew larger. There had not been two great early civilizations, but three. Mohenjo-daro is the ultimate lost city, a place that mastered water and order and city planning before almost anyone else on Earth. A city so far ahead of its time, yet so completely silent, that we can walk its ancient streets and still not know the name of a single soul who lived there. And with that great silence, we close our journey through the lost cities of the world. We have stood in the ash of Pompeii and the myth of Troy. We have walked the rose-red cliffs of Petra and the cloud-wrapped peaks of Machu Picchu. We have been swallowed by the jungle at Angkor, sunk beneath the sea at Thonis, denied and reclaimed at Great Zimbabwe, and silenced by time here at Mohenjo-daro. Every one of them tells the same quiet truth: no city, however mighty, lasts forever, but their stories, dug from the dust, can outlive them by thousands of years. If you made it all the way here, thank you. Truly, you are exactly the kind of curious mind this channel was built for. That was the finale of Lost Cities. Subscribe and stay close, because the ancient world still has so many more secrets waiting for us to dig up. I will see you in the next season.